What's up, guys? So today's video is going to be about something that it was a quote that I heard by Jim Rohn, and it really touched me. And the quote was something along the lines of, "What if I told you that the best that you're doing right now, your absolute best, is not all that you're capable of?" And I had to really think about that. I was like, something about that resonates with me. And the example that he used was saying that if you do as many push-ups as you can do right now, let's say the most push-ups you can do right now is 25. He said, "Is that all that you can do?" He's like, "No, of course it's not. You do 25, take a break. Maybe you can do 15 more after that. Then maybe 10 more after that." And then he said, if you keep on doing that eventually, and you take it, let's say like the next day or the next week, you can eventually do 30. 30 would be your new thing. And then you can do 25 after that. And you can basically build off of your best. So not settling for your current best. And again, that resonated with me. And it made me think of a time where I didn't fully understand that as a concept. And it made me think about the time where I started to play football in high school. And I remember this is my first time really playing football and committing to football. I just recently lost a lot of weight because I wanted to play football. So I got ready for my junior year. And I think I lost somewhere around like 30 to 40 pounds. And I remember showing up my junior year and I got no playing time, like at all. I was so excited about, being able to play, but I didn't get to play at all. But in my mind, I was like, okay, I know that I can play. I feel like, I'm athletic enough to play. And I played for a really good team in high school. I was like, okay, so how can I get to where I need to get to where by next year I'll be playing and making an impact? So I literally spent my entire junior year, even while during the season, just training, just working so hard to improve. I remember I would show up to practices super sore. Could barely move, which was okay because again, I wasn't playing at all anyways. I would barely get any reps in practice. So I was like, this is the best way to utilize my time. And so I made, these custom workouts. I was doing 2-a-day workouts sometimes on top of the football practices. And I remember I even had a custom strength program that I was doing because I wasn't a part of the football weight training classes. I had my own separate weight training class, and the weight training teacher would just let me do my own workouts. So I created a custom program to just improve my strength. And I got so strong. I got stronger than I've ever been. I got faster than I've ever been. I even put on some weight because I was too small. Funny enough, after losing all the weight, I was too small for the position that they wanted to put me at. So I was even eating more and I think I gained somewhere around like 15 pounds. Because I think maybe it was even more than 15 pounds. Because I think I got down to 205. And then by the start of the season, I was like 225, 230. And so I remember I was just geared up. And again, I got really strong. It was working. And I was like better than I ever was before. Right. And I remember like I was making plays in practice in training camps. And I remember just feeling so good because I was able to do things that I was never able to do before and on the field in practice. So I was like, it's working. I'm so hyped for the season. And then the season comes around and the first game we played was the team that knocked us out of the playoffs last year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember just pre-game, we're getting ready, we're stretching. I'm hype. I'm like, yo, we're about to make an impact. We have a really good team this year. Like all down the line, we're deep in every position, especially on defense. Offense was really good too. And I remember, I think it was the first drive of the game, defensive wise, because I played on defense. I think they threw like an interception. I don't know if it was the first play, but they didn't have a very long drive. And, I'm hyped, I'm celebrating. I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't get to get in, but that's okay. Cause it was 1, 2, 3 plays. That's okay. The second drive comes around. I didn't get in again, but it's like, okay, that's cool. The third drive comes in. one of the players on the defensive line, which was my position, had to come out the game because of his helmet. So they put me in. So now I'm getting in. This is the third drive of the game. This is an important game. I get in on the third drive, and nothing happens. I don't even think the ball came my way, but I was happy to be in the game. And then I come out the game after that one play, and again, like I wanted to be in more, but I was like, this is progress. Because before I wasn't seeing the field until maybe like the fourth quarter of a blowout game. This was my junior year. You know what I mean? So this is progress. So I remember like I'm like, okay, got out, but now I know that I'm gonna be playing. So I'm staying locked in on the sideline as opposed to just zoning out. So I'm locked in, and then the first quarter ends, I didn't get in again. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Second quarter comes around, I didn't get in again. Now I'm like, wait, what is this feeling that I'm feeling in the pit of my stomach? What is this feeling? The third quarter comes around, and around mid third quarter, I forget what the score was. I'm pretty sure we were blowing them out at this time. But again, it's an important game. And I guess the coaches just didn't feel comfortable enough with putting me in. But around the mid third quarter, I remember realizing that, oh no, they are not going to put me in again until garbage time. And I just remember feeling so defeated after that realization hit me. And I felt defeated. I felt dejected. I felt it was a lot of complex emotions as well, of anger and frustration, because this was never communicated to me. So I felt betrayed by my coaches. I felt disappointed in myself. I felt angry at my teammates and everyone. And I remember when I did finally get in the game in the fourth quarter, I was just so mad. I remember I hit somebody, like the guy was running it, and he was like about to run out of bounds. So I really didn't have to hit him, but for the simple fact, like I didn't care if I got a flag, because the year prior I would play scared because I was so scared to get taken out the game. But I was like, bro, I don't care if they take me out the game now. I'm gonna hit this guy. I remember I hit him out of bounds. I didn't get a flag, but I did, like, I just didn't care. And I had to do that. I had to, so I felt these feelings, and this continued throughout the season. So just think about that. Like, you go in with the expectation of, I've just gotten so much better. I'm going to make an impact. My intentions were to play college football and possibly even further. But now I'm not even going to get the chance. This is my senior year. This is my final year. And I'm not going to be able to get any playing time until garbage time. There's no school's going to look at me. So these were the stories that I'm telling myself. So as the season continues, we have a long season. And this is only game one, but now I'm not improving anymore, because what's the point? Why would I continue to put in the work? Why would I come to practice as sore if I'm not going to get in until garbage time? It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's what I was telling myself at the time. And I remember I was just going through the motions. I was just showing up. I really, truly, if I was being honest with myself, I really quit. But I quit without quitting, because I didn't want to quit. I was like, no, I put in all this work, I'm not going to quit. But I basically quit because I stopped putting in work. I stopped going hard in practices, especially like after the third game. Like the second game, I was still kind of like going, like, trying to see, like, maybe this will change. But I wasn't really seeing any change. So I was just like, man, forget it. Like, I don't care. And I'm trying to keep this still mask on, as if like this mask of like, oh, I'm bothered by this. But I was super bothered by it. So much. I mean, which makes sense. Again, you put in all this work, you expect to get the results from that, and at least get an opportunity to. But I felt like I wasn't getting the opportunity. And that was rough. And I ended up finishing the season barely. Like, I think that there's a point at the end of the season where I didn't get in at all. And, I just didn't care. Like, I remember we ended up winning the state championship. And I remember not even wanting the ring, because I felt like I didn't do anything for it, because I didn't. As at being on the team. And I felt like I was capable of doing more. So I remember I was just feeling a lot of resentment towards everyone. And I think this continued. I just remember feeling that towards them for a while. And then it was around the time I was like in college where, obviously the football thing didn't work out, but something hit me of like, oh no, because I started doing some more acting stuff, right? And I remember that I came up against a roadblock on acting. It was something about not being able to connect to the material, or not being able to it was like an emotional scene. I just felt like I wasn't connecting with it, and I couldn't give the performance that I wanted to give. And I started feeling those same feelings again that I felt during the football stuff. And I remember I had to really just pause for a second. And I had to be honest with myself and saying that there's always going to be a wall that comes up when you're doing something you care about. There's always a next level. So am I going to continue to give up and stop doing the thing that I want to do because of this wall and these feelings that I'm feeling and these obstacles that I'm facing? Or can I find another way to get the thing that I most want? And funny enough, I had to reflect back to the football thing and think to myself, man, there was actually opportunities where I could have kept improving, because I did end up getting in games sometimes, and I just wasn't making an impact because I was just going through the motions. And there were some people who were also getting in the games in garbage time who were making more of an impact, and they actually started to get more play time in those moments, even before the garbage time. And again, the story was well, they're younger, so they're gonna have, they're trying to see what they can do for the next year. I don't have a next year. Again, these are all just stories that I was telling myself. So I was like, well, if a story has the power to disempower me towards the things that I want to do, then one, I shouldn't do that. And two, I should find a story that actually serves the thing that I'm trying to do. Right? So I remember when I had that realization, I was like, okay, I promise to never quit on myself again. I may quit what I'm doing because this thing may no longer be serving me, but I will never quit on myself again, because that's what I really did. I quit on myself, and it made it even so much worse because I had to keep showing up even though I quit on myself. So it was just huge internal conflict as well as external conflict, because other people know when you quit. You know what I mean? The coaches knew that I was checked out, but I promised myself that I would never do that again. And whatever the situation or obstacle that I face, I'm going to find a way and keep in mind what it is that I really want. If I would have changed my mindset of all right, I really want to make an impact on this team, then I would have done anything and everything I could have done to help them. But the story that I was telling, the vision that I was blinded by was oh, I'm not getting in these important moments of the game. Therefore, I'm not important. Therefore, all the work that I put in was worthless. Now, with this shift, the story I would have told myself was, all right, again, I want to make an impact on the game. How can I do that? How can I show up better? How can I'm in a moment, I may be only in this drive, these 2 drives. How can I do the best 4 plays ever? And I do that now, in the acting thing, all right, I may not have a great audition, but how can I improve? How can I use this one audition to make myself better? How can I use this video to make the best video that I can make, even though I'm trying to improve my communication as well as make content and do all these things that I'm trying to do? How can I make this work even though I'm not seeing the results that I want to see? No one's watching my videos right now. No one's engaging. I'm not getting the engagement that I want right now. But how can I keep improving to make sure that I will eventually get there, as opposed to just checking out? And I think that's super important. I think I'm finding it to be, detrimental. Not detrimental. I just made that word up on the spot because I was looking at my notes. I'm finding it to be the most valuable insight that I've come up with, one of the most valuable insights that I've come up with as far as pursuing the things that you want to pursue. And I think that if we're able to be honest with ourselves and really get specific with ourselves about what it is that we really want and why it is that we want it, it makes it a lot easier to face these things, these stepping stones, if you will. And I'm currently facing it with content creation. But there's a bright side of it, because now I am making some of the best videos that I've ever made, just quality wise. Like, it's more of an experience. I'm telling better stories. It's not just a one, all right, here goes this idea, let's do this idea. It's like, oh, how can I build off this idea? How can I make it entertaining? How can I make it, you know, an emotional roller coaster? What can I do to add to that? Like, how can I talk to these people and set up these things? Because now I'm not just an actor. I'm a director. I'm writing. I'm producing it. I'm trying to put all these pieces together in one single entity. I have to call the actors. I have to set up the time. I have to, like, make sure I understand how to communicate with the actors and how to set up the shots. And how does the sound affect the story that I'm telling? Like, what sounds will make it better? Are these sounds too distracting? It may sound good, but is it too distracting? Is it taken away from the story? And now we have all these elements to play with, and it's getting really fun. It's still frustrating when it doesn't work out, but it's like, what are you going to focus on? And yes, I'm doing the best content that I've ever made so far. Like, right now, I'm making the best content I've ever made. But this is not as good as I can be. I'm capable. There's another level. You know what I mean? And that's exciting. That's so exciting for me. So I really hope that you got something out of this, of knowing that you may be doing or feeling like you're doing everything that you can do, and you're still hitting a wall. But understand that there's something more that you can be doing. And I'm not saying more like you need to drive yourself crazy, but if you focus on what can you improve to really take that, to get you to that next level, like, focus on what you're doing good. How can you build off of that? What does that even look like in your mind? Like, get in your mind of, okay, what does doing this better even look like? And then start playing around with that. And I think you'll find a lot of progress and a lot more fun in the things that you're doing. You may be already having fun, but just imagine you having even more fun. If you're not having fun at all, this is a way to have fun and shift that perspective in that paradigm. So let me know if you found this helpful. If you enjoyed the video, comment, subscribe, and also comment down below comment down below a story that you think this could have been helpful for, like a story that you've been telling yourself, or like a hobby or a passion that you're going after in the past where you felt like this could have been helpful, or to where you may already be doing this. Comment down something that you've done where you've used this. I would love to hear it. I would love to read them. I'm looking forward to seeing it if anyone does watch this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.